Sonics, if they win this one, they qualify and punch their ticket to the main event of the VCT Stage 1 qualifiers to see if they could represent North America in Masters 1. LG looking to battle it back to a third map and survive it and get the upset reverse sweep against Sonics, as now the attacker side of Sonics are already taking an early mid-side control.
So just flank control on the right. I think Ian stays here for a bit, playing his cam and all that. We do have Spike on Bob. She's going to be holding it for the majority, maybe, of the rounds. We'll keep an eye on that. But right now, util, Spike for Bob, and they just play slow until they might feel there's a peak or something. It looks like Miniature wants to work with Headhunter. So a lot of time going to be drawn out here for this round. Star is already set up. Safe and patient play from the side of LG. They have a cam back in heaven. They're double watching A site. No real need to move right here as they're getting not tagged by the 0 points. So this could get a little tougher for Sonic.
Agreed. Very passive play for LG, stacking 3 players towards his B side. A boost on top of the entrance of B. We might even sell a fake by going ropes and breaking a little bit of util if they can towards ropes. But here comes that split into the site.
Very cheeky stuff. Here it goes. Let's see what they have.
They have a frenzy from Tig, a headshot, and a second kill with a dink onto Crunchy as well. Tig went to work. More frenzies going to work. This triple stack inside the B site was nothing but frenzies, and it was a hectic round for SQ that just got dropped. Only Miniature to go.
Yeah, actual terrified. That was an awesome round from LG. Love to see stuff like that.
So Sonic's understanding a little bit of that B site for the pistol round, now trying to see what they could do on the A side. What is a setup for LG? So they know a trap bar there. They know now that Moose is playing towards his A side. We're pushing towards screens, but it's just going to be mowed down and locked down. And
lower positions, it's going to be bad. So we see LG kind of turning up the heat a little bit. Now we are onto that bonus.
Happy that Mata is getting these kills, of course, if you're an LG fan, because he's also racking up the ult points for an early showstopper when it comes down to potentially a situation that might be needed if they had to face against a whole rush from Sonic so far, right? Because these last 2 rounds, it was fast on the A site, but when they have these rifles, when they have these weapons, it's been very slow defaults where now you're pushing as a group in the last seconds, showstopper can own you.
Really clean little play there. Dismiss Star early. Have a full cover Nebula in the back so they can clear out mailroom. Nice little play there. Coming in from the side of Sonics, and they fully get the clear after everything has been pressured. Oh, you didn't, Dazzle. Oh, man. Those ones sting a little bit more. Quick guiding light does get... No. Successful tag? Probably. It definitely blinded them. We just didn't hear it on her side at the distance. They're going to keep working that spike towards mid for now, as they know this is going to be a hit.
9 is able to take down Dazzle, so information that 2 players are playing towards B main. Jason going with the fragment on top with the Vandal to stop Mana in his tracks. Iron's clearing out that B site. It is open for business. Jason playing towards the hell side, down low on HP. Crossfire looking to be set up, and it's still going to be the backstab from Jason playing down towards lower health. And finally, Tig is there to try to avenge his teammates. A little bit of overheating from Jason that turns it around. Iron's going to have to try to clutch a 2 versus 1. Spike has now been planted. He's holding in the back of the site. A Nova Pulse towards that pillar side, and now his position's given away. B-Dog with this Marshall. Trying it on an off angle is Iron. Iron looking back towards his pillar side as we do have Tig still closing in. Ringing around to Rosie at that pillar. Both of them looking towards the back of the site. Here it comes. Both of them are now out. Ian made his way towards Orange Wall. Back towards the main side. Gets tagged to 27. That Spike looking to be the few heating for Jason, but his position is already given away. So he wants to try to surprise somebody with an underhand throw and maybe try to get that kill on the Tig. It almost did. But what's the end result? A 3-0 scoreline for LG. We did hear or not. That's B-Dog down towards this male side. He gets pushed back from a 0 point. Boombot just dancing around, a TP away from Miniature.
You hate to see it, but you love to see it.
Yep. And the Shiko round, as Pansy likes to call it, is still going to be a slow round on this default to start. Uh-oh.
Ow, ow.
Yeah, he's dead.
Sometimes you're just hoping it's not going to do the damage. Nice dismiss. Tig gets into position here. Bob's still carrying the spike. She's going to be moving up with the team in mid right now. Actually, they pull back, so they're going to give the util, looks like, to be main here, or at least hit Halls with a fault line. They're considering. Looks like they just want to 0 point it and leave the fault and breach stuff for later. Oh, B-Dog catches the jump peak.
That 0 point never really spotted him either. Crunchy Dough
No,
gets the
it
headshot
keeps missing
onto
in heaven,
Dazzle.
doesn't it?
Yep, and a smoke towards that pillar side of Flash. Full blind is going to B! B-Dog, he gets popped in the face by Bob through the smoke, and Tig at least holds his ground in the back of the site. 22 seconds left on the clock. Crunchy going for another headshot here. Oh my god, things are looking scary. Mata now going to have to be a little bit more patient and wait for his teammate to rotate. 10 seconds left on the clock. We're looking for a kill here. A jiggle peek coming out as a need.
It's the fact that they need that util to stop this hit because Moose is still coming in late. They're being very slow on watching the flank. There's a lot of damage and just pressure play that's coming out of LG when these retakes happen.
Jae-Sung inside sewers. Spotted 2 players pushing down. He is going to get a little bit of help from Bob moving in from the market side, and here comes a not battle. But they both whiff. Oh no, but we get the smoke. It's a fake smoke, and Ian, he almost got picked off there by B-Dog, and luckily B-Dog hasn't been as hot as he's been in the past series. Starting to cool down a bit at this point.
Ion caught with his pants down there for a moment. He's like, oh crap, cage. We're seeing a little bit of back and forth flubbies coming out. Spike's down for this one. We've seen this from Sonics a bit. They play it very slow, and LG's already done a great job at least saying we have firepower. Let's just see if B-Dog hits a tag here. He does need 2 for the Blade Storm, so that comes up great timing for them to just keep rolling on what could be a forceful equal round next time, and then another round when they need that blade. When she starts off, though, he's back to those first bloods, Vans.
And here comes the hat to get some information. Enemies are now spotted. Moose out in the open. A fault line to stop it, and Crunchy. That's 3 on the board, looking for the 4th, but it's looking to get stopped here by Bob, but she gets denied by Mata. That is now a 4-on-2. Spike will now get planted. Alert from Miniature. Unfortunately for B-Dog, this is happening. The flash came out, and I guess the auto cue was there, which is why you saw Tig swing out of that. But,
right.
It didn't pay off. So, Sonics, first one on the board. Miniature with the op, now spotted by the flash from Dazzle. Looking back on the top of the A ramp side where he does have support from Ian. Oh, the swing doesn't miss, doesn't actually hit the shot, excuse me. On it to Dazzle, who now forces back inside A heaven. This creep is coming out from Ian. The crossfire close range judge from Tig. B-Dog
lay
trying
down
to
the
play
verdict.
the trade. That peak, he looks towards the air, unfortunately, on the top of the rafters, and that's going to be Tig. That is able to get the best of him. An early 5-on-4 as a TP comes back from Miniature, and we're trying to regain control back towards mid-side for Sonics.
Yep. LG going back to this. Oh yeah, you push into us as much as possible, because I'd say split is a little bit harder than Breeze to kind of just put up a Viper wall and get in there, right? Obviously no Viper for Sonics, so they're not going to be really rushing a site unless they have util like Rolling Thunder, which obviously we see on the screen, but isn't going to be enough. Look at the utility setup as well from LG. This will be a problem.
Especially with the camera, but it's a Rolling Thunder. That's going to clear a bit. Cosmic Divide towards that heaven. Lots of pain shells just to clear utility from the trap wires. But here comes a Defender Cosmic Divide as well. Flash, Moose is now half blinded. A ping coming out.
My word.
Here comes a showstopper. We talked about it before, but it does not connect. Moose still alive on the other side of the wall. There's only 6 seconds left. We're peeking through everything. Oh, Norna hand of flash coming out from Jae-Sung. Out of bullets. Out to the classic. Does not connect.
You do 360 dances and pull out your classic and start right click. Like, that just became absolute chaos. And LG definitely did a little bit better in it. Honestly, it came down to shooting, fragging, and who was covering each other and on the other side of the wall. But
yeah,
not much more you can say about the pressure cooker round.
After all those right-click classic battles there towards that B site with a couple of seconds remaining, probably chat's going, keep it in the game at this point. Camera up.
Good for the content.
Exactly. Camera up on B side. Passive play, though, as we do have Moose playing all the way towards A site. We're looking for another 3-2 split for SQ inside B side, but a Blade Storm for B-Dog is right on top of the boxes just to try to get some kunais in the faces of a couple of players moving on top of the B site.
Flanks watch for now. It's going to be all 5 here. Sonics doesn't really like to have that flanker too much on this. If they have the protection, trademarks, and the trip wires are going to keep them safe, but can they get this B take?
So good right now. We have Moose staying all the way far back so that his traps can still stay up, but that's not good enough. Sonics are now closing inside that site, and they plow Tig and B-Dog to get a plant for B main.
Like that run through from Ian. Little hip fire cross.
Almost a little bit of a Rise style going on there, where they just rush into the site with a 3-2 split that way, and that was clean for Sonics.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, they're looking for the second round on the board. And Mata, you could already tell. This kill doesn't happen anytime soon. He's going to look to rotate back and save this operator, but just around the corner at the bottom of the mail, it is going to be Ian just winning at the bottom. He does have the camera. That's why he was looking towards that site, but safely is going to be Mata inside.
To A round at one point. Things like that. They kind of throw LG off. Looks like we're back to a default here, though.
Just trying to avoid his Boombot and trying to go for the swing out, and Miniature wins that fight against B-Dog. And that slows down Mata. And Mata just doesn't want to let people know that there's actually a raise play inside this B site. So she's going to pick up this operator and try to walk out. And it's a leg shot onto Miniature, and Miniature almost gives Mata a haircut there. A 5-on-4, mid-control, looking to slowly creep up for Sonics.
Oh, my word. That's not usually something that happens. Both just miss. You're walking away to say maybe at the different part of the map. Quick catch, the push from Dazzle and Moose. Very aggressive from LG.
To get information on top of that.
Yeah.
This is very good. Very good. High risk, high reward that pays off here for LG with this flash and the swings that they had out. And here comes the up. Unfortunately, does not connect. It does actually. A wall bang as Bob is low on HP.
Raise off defense. This is tough.
Looking to move out towards this A site, but running inside sewers, you already have Tig inside defender spawn. Or should I say attacker spawn, sorry. So he heard that for a bit, and now with 15 seconds left, you're trying to crunch inside this B site.
They've chosen incorrectly, but can they make that decision a better one? Dazzle says no.
And a flash to try to waste that utility to start.
I mean, once they did kind of snap execute, it looked great on that round. Here we're back to guns on both sides.
And it's the opposite. It's actually LG pushing down towards mid side. And that's spiked down towards market, but at least not known by LG because it was dropped at the beginning of the round.
What?
And we talked about a little bit more pressure towards the A side, trying to force that rotation. It doesn't pay off. After a couple players moving down, it's like, okay, well, it's time to actually regain map control somewhere else for Sonics, and you get denied on this A ramp.
A different setup, maybe? That was kind of uncharacteristic for something that should happen around 9 for Miniature. Just jumping in, maybe it's because they have seen a precedent of just the camera being heaven, which was set there by Moose in previous rounds. But Tig just takes full advantage of people not even looking at him there. Unfortunate to see. Great for Tig. He's very happy to pick those up as I am trying to make quick work of some pressure.
Almost gets the second one, but at least they get the spike plant down. But closing in on the rest of LG. 2 swinging out.
The operator coming out from Luminosity here as B-Dog's feeling good on it.
A little bit of a hero buy right now for Ian as they're crossing over towards the A heavens, and it's still B-Dog with an off shot towards B side at least. So Crunchy falls. Here comes a spray from the Phantom. Dazzle's down to 40 HP. Jason pushing forward with the Sheriff as Tig is holding back towards the elbow side. Here comes a battle down towards ropes. An easy one from Mata as they both silently move down and repel for Jason to his death. But the Headhunter opens up the A site for a bit, but the spike is so far behind. Bob, she's going to have to book it a little bit quicker inside this A site. Heaven is now open, where good flash from her, actually, that will allow this plant potentially to happen. Here comes the paint shells, capitalize on the kill, and a second one there onto Miniature. And last one to fall, at least a neural theft was used by Moose. So not too bad here. Yeah, maybe not enough econ damage for SQ and real fast, and it's very almost, at this point, one-dimensional of how Sonics are playing their attacker side, right? It's a 3-2 here, a 3-2 there. Well, either it's A or B. And now it's just 3 players playing towards mid to try to create a little bit of a diversion towards mid side so that the extremities can start pushing up a little bit more. But they have to start identifying for Sonics where this operator is being played for B-Dog, who's currently posted up here towards A Heaven. Nice little camera, though, up here. They're looking for it. They know.
Ooh.
There you go. That's what we want. Break a little bit of utility. You're forcing out the paint shells, working back towards the mid side, but they've also surrendered this lurk towards A side for Ian. So again, it's going to come down to a 3-2 split with a lot of stars in this B side, Riv.
Sonics just keep choosing the site with more members at this point. They're not making anything easier for themselves, but they don't know. So what's the, what can you
Rolling
do?
Thunder.
It's going to be the lean in. Here comes Rolling Thunder for you, Vans. They're going to be dropping into hell and making some noise.
Jake is actually playing outside of his smokes. Here comes also a showstopper from Mono at spawn side, and they're just going to try to play contact off take. There's that kill, a showstopper inside. Big trades for Sonics, though. It's a 3-on-3. Already closing in, though, from defender side, and it does not connect onto the kill for Jason, but at least Crunchy is there. Spike is now planning on a 2 versus 1. B-Dog now forced to pick up a Phantom after a Cosmic Divide. Here it comes.
Oh.
We like this. It's pinged out at the same time, but are we going to have some fun with knives? I'd like to see a knife here onto Crunchy, but look at that. The spacing a little bit further out just to make sure that he doesn't get knifed through that.
They've literally identified him with a little gust. Oh, but they didn't know he's on new box.
Looks like we have a bit of a change this round. An early 0 point in the top of heaven that's going to spot Mata here. And here comes the push on that heaven side, but the camera's there. He's so good so far, Moose, with the camera positioning on round after round, and he spots so much information. That's 3 players. Seeker's coming on the defender side. Here comes a dink from Mata on the top of heaven, spraying through the boxes. It's still going to be LG all across the board with 3 falling down. Bob and Iron trying to retaliate, leaving only Iron alone. Still has a bit of HP, but has a Bulldog, and can he get this clutch? Here comes the Boombot to give that information. A guided light on top of that. They know that he's still at orb, of a smoke on top, a Trailblazer. Everything's being unloaded onto Ian. There's no way that he's going to be able to win this one here. Back at the orb side.
Controller-only composition can be exploited when you really don't have everyone available. We saw with Breeze, you commonly get a 5v5 on your site takes because they're so big, because it's retake. You just back off, say, play your life to the attackers. Here, you don't. You're getting kills at trades, or you're getting trades at every turn, sorry. But it just doesn't make it work. Identified already, Sonic's here. Maybe do a little bit better on defense, as we saw in Breeze, though.
5 players moving up to take heaven control for LG. Look at that 4 frenzy across the board, and we are looking for a death ball of trade once again for Luminosity Gaming. This time pinned out a little bit, though, towards the rope side. Still trying to decide where to go. Once they move towards this B side, there's still going to be a Trapwire and Bob to hold her ground on the top of B heaven side. Mata at the point.
Here comes the Frenzy Parade.
Nice Trapwire, and that allows Bob to get the first kill. Aftershock to prevent anybody from pushing through with the Frenzy to trade back. But look at that. Luminosity Gaming going back through the ropes, going back to heaven side, trying to make it into the A site. And it's going to be a 0 point that spots Dazzled for Ian to get the kill. But off the flank, off the lurk, Take does get the headshot into Bob, where they can potentially rotate back if they want to, but not needed. They're mowing down towards the spawn side. Jason with another kill. They don't know where Miniature is at, though. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. The jump's coming in from Moose as Miniature connects with that headshot from the Headhunter, hunting down some... So grouped up together once again, LG looking for some mid control, and Miniature again, one of those rounds where you're just pushing forward, getting information, doing some damage. Fault line ready here for Bob, so we could potentially get a swing, but it's smoked out on the ropes. We're still pushing out. He doesn't care. Miniature, though, gets punished for that, and we try to pinch in for another push from ropes, but it's just going to be Jason holding back behind that smoke. This is difficult here with this angle. The first headshot aiming down the side. That's 2, but eventually gets stopped by Mata.
Ooh. Burst fire friendly there coming from Vance. Mata gets turned around with that Bulldog to make sure Bob goes down. And now it's going to be a 3v2 in favor of LG.
Split across the map. 1 defender on each side. It's Ian and Crunchy. Both with Spectres, but both with a difficult task at hand. Trailblazers are inside the B site. Hasn't spotted, though, Crunchy, who's able to play inside this box. And I'm scared for LG. Knowing how Crunchy has been as an anchored inside these sites, can he actually hold B? Meanwhile, though, Ian is just going to rotate back towards spawn side in case, and they're going to look to play a retake on A site instead. And set up Crossfire just to make sure nobody's pushing in towards the spawn side. So Crunchy gives that up. They're both going to clear out spawn side first and work together inside. B, but he swings out for the kill. Spike is down. B.
Vans. Possibility is growing. Surely they can get their way into the site and take this. Tig takes 1 down, making it that much harder, but it's Crunchy.
We're about to see a double swing very soon off contact. Crunchy's moving forward. There's that. At least it's a beautiful skin.
It is. It is. I love that skin line. But yeah, blocked out there and just the swing he predicted.
One
Never
of those
seen before.
Unlucky moments, unfortunately,
yeah,
there for
unlucky for sure.
For Sonics here, LG in the lead now by 8. mid control, again, as they're scaling up a little bit quicker than Sonics have been on their attacker side. Stars, if needed, B, but it's going to be open and clear towards male. Those will be recalled.
A lot of movement here from Sonic so far. See if they're in the right position at least to get this eco to return some investment. Looks like so far they've got a good bit of util and they trade back the slow. There's one.
A flash, gravity well, but Mata somehow stays alive. It was such a beautiful flash to start things off, and the gravity well was great, but unfortunately that cyber cage made it a little bit difficult for Bob to line up that shot for the kill. But Dazzle falls, and so do two players inside hell for the attacker side, so they could split inside B. And that Bulldog that was picked up from that previous round from an over-aggressive push on that mid side is now going to be that gun that opens up B site. Fragment on the ground.
That's big.
Big kill from Jae-Sung.
He's got some moments. This could be another one, fans.
Yeah, let's see if it continues. Mata's low on HP towards the back of the site. So is Tig, who's lurking back up for a flank on mid. So all you're trying to do here so far for LG is just stay alive, run that clock down to give a chance for this flank to happen for Tig. It's so slow. Will we identify this? We are. Here it comes. Didn't have that much to work with, right? You lost against an eco.
For sure, you also dictate so much more space with the agent utility you have from LG. Right? You do have KO and Astra Stars and stuff and Breach util, but you can usually dodge a bit of that. When you got Sky Flashes, Raise Nades, Roombas coming in, they're going to identify and detect. So there's a lot of info to be gained. Getting the return there.
Well, a little bit of information to start the round. We have a trap wire that was broken here by Miniature to start things off. And
absolutely.
A little bit of a cage being thrown, so you've used a lot of the utility on Moose's side. So that means for Luminosity trying to work back up towards mid. A Nebula up towards male for them to try to creep inside these ropes. This is going to be an important kill for Ion if we're trying to push up here. And Ion decides better. He's falling back so that the battle could happen towards A main instead. Between Miniature and Moose.
The play, we may have seen them taking a different time if there were more rounds to be had, but now they do not. A little bit of A control from the reverse side now here from LG.
There we go. That's the battle we were talking about, but unfortunately there was a trade coming out from A side as well. B-Dog taking control of the A side. Heaven 2, the Cosmic Divide to come out. Maybe an underhand flash, but it misses. It didn't cross the wall, so an easy kill for B-Dog. And this is going to be it. Maybe not. A revive coming out here from the Null Command, so it's a 2v2. And that allows another flash to be out in the open for Jae-Sung. They also have 3 stars to work with for the defense, and the Seekers from the attackers, though, spots the last 2, and a beautiful position from Tig, making sure that Heaven side is covered. Well, it's planted for Heaven, too, so he's in a great position right now for this post plant. Dazzle just has to run that clock down. You're seeing he's expending everything. 2 flashes, looking back and forth, swinging back and forth as well. Loses the fight, but that clock is ticking down. Try to look back towards Heaven, but we talked about 3 stars. He has a Cosmic Divide, and here comes the Gravity Well. A swing out from Jae-Sung, but unfortunately